So who ends up teaching the science and math classes?
Could be anybody. You could get a long-term substitute who doesn't have any math skills at all.
Teaching the math classes?
Yeah, or science skills. Teaching science classes.
And then how much do the kids end up learning?
Probably not a lot. And I'm just like, that's ridiculous.
I'm Adam Gillette with Accuracy in Media, and I just returned from West Virginia, where parents and students are facing stiff opposition from powerful teachers' unions as they try to advance education reform. Of course, during a global pandemic, every parent is considering some form of education reform, especially in towns where teachers refuse to come back to the classrooms. But these union leaders insist that only traditional government schools can be trusted to educate children. They say homeschooling doesn't work. They say charter schools can't be trusted. But these public schools are failing children, and privately, the union leaders admit it.
We have about 800, I think it's 800 certified teachers short.
Yep. They're taking anybody with a high school diploma that's willing to go in there to,
I see. Okay.
they're taking anybody.
That's Joe White, the executive director of a West Virginia teachers union, along with one of his colleagues. But of course, he's the only one who feels that way. He's the only one, surely, who would admit that these teachers aren't really qualified to teach, right?
This year also, other than just policies about watering down what it takes to be a teacher, to get a teaching certificate, now anybody with a 4-year degree can take a small education class and they'll be certified to be a teacher.
Oh, really?
Yes, and so
Not an education
not an
undergrad?
education major, obviously we have a problem with that.
And that's Don Scalise, the chairman of the Future of 55 PAC. Don was one of the leaders of the multiple years of statewide teacher strikes that occurred in West Virginia recently. They go on strike so frequently, it's pretty much an annual occurrence. They should put it in the calendar.
Those math and science teachers, certified math and science teachers, are very hard. There's some rural counties that it's been 5 or 6 years since they've had a certified chemistry teacher.
So who ends up teaching the science and math classes?
Could be anybody. You could get a long-term substitute who doesn't have any math skills at all.
Teaching the math classes?
Yeah, or science skills. Teaching science classes.
And then how much do the kids end up learning?
Probably not a lot. I'm just like, that's ridiculous.
But they do spend a lot of money on public education in West Virginia. Where is it all going?
Meanwhile, I feel like the superintendents are making so much money. I mean, I've heard horror stories that they
We
make so
had
much
that
money.
problem in our county because our superintendent got a raise this year when, teachers, we still haven't cut, this is the season where they start deciding who to cut for teachers. And it's hey, the teachers in your county are not the highest paid in the state, and you're the second highest paid superintendent now.
What does the superintendent get paid?
About $130,000 a year.
Oh my gosh, that's probably compared to the median
Well,
income.
it's literally twice the median.
Some superintendents getting paid $200,000.
Yeah, for real.
For God knows.
Is that real?
Oh yeah, totally. I can't remember how much our local superintendent gets paid, but it's probably that much.
And what are those guys offering?
Yeah, I know.
And that's Jay O'Neill, another radical union leader who led the strikes in West Virginia.
I teach 8th grade. It's history. It's West Virginia history.
But Jay has a rather unique political affiliation for a teacher of West Virginia history.
So I'm actually a member of the Democratic Socialists of America.
So in counties with incredibly small school districts, you have superintendents earning $135,000, $200,000, dramatically more than the median income in that community. You've got teachers who publicly say only they are qualified to teach, but privately confess these kids aren't learning much at all. That is a broken system. Again, I'm Adam Gillette with Accuracy in Media, and we're going to continue to hold these people accountable.